Welcome back to the Caribou Data Science channel. I'm just continue my scroll through COVID-19 data for the EU. Let's see some here. Our world data. This is going to be Luxembourg. Luxembourg. So let's just grab these desks here. So we don't need this. We got desk. Let's say 7-day cases. 7-day rate. So we'll come over here. There's 7, 9. So here we go. We're going to come down and we're going to calculate the 7-day moving average. Okay, so we're going to do a rate. Let's try this. Now let's just come down here and calculate a mortality rate. So say, okay, so first let's just do our traditional plot with cases over top of that. Cases. Oh, okay, okay. Let's just do this, new cases. Okay, here we go. So you can see the usual trend here. You know what? Let's just take a look at the moving average. We're going to get through this volatility here. Okay, so this gives us a little better picture here. What's really going on? You can see that there does appear to be a slight downtrend here. Beginning in August, end of August, these started climbing back up to above 700 cases for the day. Let's just look at the deaths also. Okay, so what we can see here is in terms of deaths, but the deaths are like eight. Okay, the deaths are like eight, so it's in cases appear to be declining a little bit. Okay, okay, let's let's just tell this. So here we go. This is the 10% mortality rate. So it looks. Let's do this. Let's take this to 6. Let's just zoom this down into 1/6. And so what you can see here. So you can see they're still hovering around 2%. There's a lot of missing data, it looks like, or a lot of non-data. But the main thing is this: cases are spiked up to here, but they do appear to be declining a little bit from 700 down to maybe 500 per day. Deaths are currently about 8 per day, so this isn't like a major problem. Okay. Malta. Okay, let's come back down here. I don't. This problem is I don't see a lot of cases happening in Malta. Okay, seems to be a lack of data for Malta. Okay, so let's come down here. Here we go. Let's just take a look at the 7-day average. That tends to be a little more helpful. Yes, this is Malta, not a particularly big country. Okay, here we go. So you can see that they are having cases. It's interesting I'm getting, well, it's because they narrowed down. Okay. So they currently have about, the 7-day average is about, has fallen from 140 to about 100. All right. Now take a look at the deaths. Now we can take a look at deaths here. 7-day average. You can see the deaths spiked at 3.5. Let's go over here and do this. You don't want to confuse anybody here. So here we go at deaths one more time. Okay. So you can see, oh my gosh, the deaths are spiking. Yeah, the deaths are spiking to about 3 to 4 deaths per day, and on a day on a 7-day average, it's fallen from 140 cases per day to about 80 cases per day. So let's take a look at Malta's mortality rate here. You know what? Let's go down to, first let's convert this to okay, let's come over here. Let's come down here to 7.1. So you can see that the current mortality rate is about 7%. It's about 6%. A little better look at deaths, okay, cases. So Malta, well, it looks bad. It really isn't that bad because the numbers are really low. Okay, let's come back over here. Let's take a look at the Netherlands now. Let's take a look at the Netherlands here. We're going to average this. What would happen if we calculated the mortality rate based on numbers. Okay, let's try something a little crazy here, shall we? So we have cases here, but we don't have any deaths. So instead of dividing cases by deaths, we're actually dividing the 7-day average for deaths. Make sure I did this right. This is right. So now let's just plot the 7-day average for cases. A nice smooth curve. At one point, Netherlands were averaging 10,000 cases per day. It fell down here. Now it's climbing back up. So let's take a look at this. Okay, deaths are okay here. Deaths have fallen back down to below their April high. They climbed back up as high as 80 per day, but then fell back down to about as low as 60. Excellent. So how will our mortality rate look based on the moving averages? Hmm. Well, this certainly is interesting. The important thing is got this turned around before it matched the highs back in April. Now it's beginning to fall down here and may be climbing back up. The average mortality rate you can see is below 5%. Let's just zoom down here. Not sure why that happened. Let's just start over again. 7-day average for cases. You see what's going on here with cases. 7-day average for deaths. Okay, so we can see, as we saw before, what is happening with the average number of cases. Deaths fell back down here, but they're pretty much trending back up a little bit. They had a nice short decline here, nothing but still well above this line here, and now they're starting to climb back up again. So one last thing we can do is we can take a look at the mortality rate. Okay, so now we can see the average mortality. Now we can see the 7-day moving average for mortality rate. So for this period here, the 7-day average, the average for the previous 7 days was about 25% mortality rate. Okay, but let's come up here then. Let's come up to 7-1. Okay. Well, it may be that okay, 7-1. Okay, so now we can see the average mortality rate is about 1.2% or so. You can see that the numbers climbing up here beginning in September, climbing up in September, and climbing back up here. Okay. So, should we do one more? Let's see what's next here. You know what? I think that'll be 8 to go. So we'll do 4 tomorrow night, maybe, and 4 after that. So that should take care of our work for today here. Wait. Okay, so that'll conclude our EU numbers for tonight.